What's going on, guys? Shane here.
It's the Anomaly.
And today we're going to talk about how to keep your opponent against the ropes, against the cage, using strikes, using footwork, using level changes. Vince is going to talk about it, so he'll show you how. Let's take a look.
The fight is always going to start standing. It's always going to start in the middle of the cage here, but let's say I'm a pressure fighter. I really want to back Shane up and keep his back against the wall. So we come in here in the middle, we're throwing our jabs, we're feeling each other out. I'm spinning Shane around and boom, I see the cage or the wall right behind him. I want to make sure that he stays there. Whether it's boxing, MMA, the cage, the ring, it's very much the same thing, and it's going to be the same details in how we're keeping a person cornered against the cage. The real thing I like to picture here when I'm working to keep someone in is a pizza pie. I'm going to create a nice V shape right here. We've got the edge of the nice pie crust back here, and this is my V shape, and this is where I want to keep Shane inside of my sights, where I can strike him, where I can corner him and keep him back against the wall. So we're starting off right here. Shane doesn't like that. He wants to be off of the wall. He knows he can kind of sense and feel the ropes behind him. So he's starting to move sideways, but I'm going to cut off that angle here, just like that pizza shape, that pie shape we were just talking about before. I'm coming directly in so that he can't keep going this direction. You can be throwing punches here, leg kicks, whatever it is, but right now we're keeping him centered in. And now if Shane starts to go back this direction, I'm going to back off. And same thing, I'm going to close him in back on this side. So again, we're keeping that V shape, we're keeping Shane stuck in between there. Now, one thing people tend to do, and their mistake when they're trying to keep someone cornered up against the cage is, person starts to slide out, oh, I've cut off the angle, good job. But now they stay right here. Okay, I keep pressuring and pushing into Shane, and Shane's able to slide his back off the wall and get out. Especially if a guy really doesn't want to be up against the cage. It sucks being here, getting battered to the body, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I want to get off the wall as fast as I can, so I'll even sprint off just to get out right away. So if you do close someone down, you do a good job closing them down here. If you stay right here and keep pressuring, Shane's just going to back up.
Yeah.
So guys, when you're working with your opponents here, remember, keep this as your center point. Shane slides out, I block him off. I come back in. Come back in. Okay, so every single time, guys, we're going back to the middle here. I like to keep it maybe just out of jab or just out of kicking range if we're doing MMA or kickboxing, so that he can't really hit me right here, but he does still feel that pressure. He doesn't know if I'm striking, he doesn't know if I'm inside range or out, but as soon as I see him get on his horse, nope, you're staying in. Okay, so try that out with your partner too. Have someone really just stay up against the cage, move against the wall, try to get out of your zone, and really just come in and try to tag him. If you want to switch stances, you can. That's one thing I like to do in MMA anyways.
Right.
So if Shane's moving to my right, I'll even throw like this hook, this jab.
Hey, Shalom. I like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect who firmly believe on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Now, I was in the spirit, thinking of a lesson to get into, and when I see, the moves that Esau is making, he's attempting, to corner the masses. There's a phrase in boxing how you want to corner your opponent or cut off, the ring, of your opponent, pretty much get him against the ropes to where you could pretty much have your way with him, and a skilled fighter, or a skilled boxer, knows how to get out of those predicaments, so to speak. Now one may play the rope-a-dope, as we know Muhammad Ali always exhibited, and as you witness here in this clip, your footwork, can also allow you to, get out of that particular situation. Or you can have the individual tire herself out, once you see him winded, then you can also maneuver out of the corner or maneuver yourself out of against the ropes. However, it takes skill. You got to have the mindset, you got to have the smarts in order to get out of those predicaments, so to speak. And we of the hopeful elect, we're going to wiggle out of those maces that Esau attempts to, set us up with, so to speak. In a form of his cornering or trying to get, the masses of the people against the ropes is promoting his jab, promoting Maxine. It's coming to the point to where, you can't go to work, unless you have the jab. You're not going to be able to travel domestically within the states if you don't have the jab. That's all a form of, cornering your opponent, in that sense. However, we of the hopeful elect, we don't have no cares of this life, so all of the drastic measures in which he's going to put individuals through, we could give two fucks about, because we know Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to take care of us, right? But the first scripture I want to grab is the book of Psalm, chapter 21, verse, I believe it's 11. Let me see. Yeah, Psalm 21 and 11. It says, "For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device which they are not able to perform." And ultimately, that's the MOTB, the microchip. That's the device in which these elites want to spearhead their new world order. So here it is. This jab is just a shadow of things to come. It's a prelude to that mark. Written in Revelation 13 and 16 on the way down to 18. The only individuals who's going to be able to maneuver out of that predicament is the elect of the nation of Israel. The elect of the nation of Israel has that footwork. The elect of the nation of Israel has the smarts. The elect of the nation of Israel has Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Like the scriptures say, the battle is of the Lord's, right? Let's see if I can find it. Let's see, Samuel. What's his Psalms? I think it's 1 Samuel 17. Let me see. 1 Samuel 17. I believe when King David was going up against Goliath, and it mentions the battles of the Lord's, and he will give you into my hand. Let me see. All right, let me start at verse 44. This doesn't nail it, but it does prove a point. This is 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 44. It says, "And the Philistines said to David, Come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air and to the beasts of the field. Then said David to the Philistine, Thou comest to me with sword and with a spear and with a shield." In the same sense that these Edomites is coming at us with, machinations, microchips, famines, pestilence, plagues, right? He's coming with all these various forms of destruction, which exemplifies his sword. And all we coming at him is with the name of the Lord, right? It says, "Then said David to the Philistine, Thou comes to me with sword and with a spear and with a shield. But I come to thee in the name of Yahweh of hosts, the power of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied." That's right, whom thou hast defied. These Edomites, today defy the Lord, just like Goliath defied the Most High back then, right? It says, "This day will Yahweh deliver thee into mine hand, and I will smite thee and take thine head from thee, and I will give the carcasses of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a power in Yasha'Allah in Israel." That's right. In the same way, and it says, "And all this assembly shall know that the Lord saveth not with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's." It does hit it on the nail. That's it. It says, "For the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hands." And that's how we feel. That's how we of the hopeful elect feel. This battle, this spiritual battle, is of the Lord's, and essentially you Edomites is going to fall into the hands of, first and foremost, Yahweh Shai, secondarily the elect. You know, the scriptures speak upon how Yahweh Shai stomped the winepress alone. You know, who's this coming from Basra with dyed garments? You know, that's Yahweh Shai. You know, in essence, symbolization of all the destruction he's going to place upon you Edomites. You know, let me get Job. Matter of fact, let me get Psalm 64. Right? It says, hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. You know, and he uses his media today in order to do it. Here it is. All of a sudden, 93,000 kids have the C-19. Caught the plague, right? But how convenient they caught the plague right before school starts, you know, because now they're pushing, you know, over the radio and things of that nature, if your child is 12 years and older, you know, they can receive the jab. They can receive vaccine, you know, and if they don't receive it, then they're just going to have to stay at home, you know, and do some homeschooling, you know, and a lot of these parents know how hard it was for them to homeschool their children, so to speak, you know, so now they're forcing some of the parents' hand, you know, those of them who are not in the spirit, right? So a lot of these children are going to start receiving that jab, you know, but it all falls under the agenda of these devils, you know, these Edomites attempting to what? Corner the masses, you know, get them against the ropes, you know, make it hard, you know, and annoying for them, you know, because even the job that I'm at, you know, they're saying, oh, you may have to get tested every 2 weeks, or you're going to have to receive the jab, you know, one of the two, you know, so, and I believe they're going to start pushing that in September. You know, they didn't make it widespread, but, you know, there's been whispers about it, you know, on the plantation. You know, so this devil is trying everything in his power, you know, to get the people to bow down, you know, to his agenda. It says, verse 4, it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? Those are these think tanks in which these elites, you know, have amongst themselves. How can we get these people to accept the jab? How can we get these people to receive the microchip, which is the MOTB? You know, they lay snares privately. It says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh. For they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in Yahweh, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. That's right, because we're going to be able to maneuver out of those corner points, you know, in which these devils are going to attempt to do, you know. We living in harsh times, man. We living in Bible times. We living in times of prophecy. And you got people out here still playing games. You got people out here still thinking that the world is not coming to an end. You know, these people are still asleep, man. These people are still asleep. Here it is. You got a lot of these entertainers talking about a whole rat and a whole snitch going back and forth. And here it is. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is about to bring judgment. You know, it's about to bring judgment. You know, they got a lot of forms of distraction. Oh, the Locks versus Dipset. See, we of the hope for like we can engage and entertain in some of these things, but we snap right because we got this truth in the front of our mind, you know. So here it is. We may watch and engage as some sports. We may watch versus battle. You know, we may tap into some movies. However, our mind is still focused on prophecy, you know. But when you individuals, the 2/3 of our own people, tap into, you know, sports, drugs, and entertainment, you guys are taken by it because the truth is not in your mind at all. So Esau's cornering techniques is going to work upon you, because you think this is the end all be all. You think the so-called white man is going to rule forever, not knowing that there's a kingdom of heaven coming right after this devil attempts to mandate that microchip. Let me get one thing about cornering, right? Essentially, you're idle. You can't move, so to speak, right? You can't move. Let me see. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." That's right. Jabs, microchips, However, they want you idle, meaning what? Stationary. Marvel not if they lock down the cities, you can't leave, and they start going door to door to see if you got your jab, or they go door to door to see if you got your microchip. That burning wrath of a multitude is the military, man. And there's been talks about the military policing the streets, to advocate the jab. How much more that chip? It says, "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot." So even the individuals who receive the jab, they still get NC-19 all over again. However, they want to blame it on the unvaccinated, so to speak. And it's going to be that much more worse with the chip. Because that's going to give off cancerous symptoms, man. Your thoughts aren't yours anymore. Your emotions aren't yours anymore. You're going to be held in derision. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in this next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." That's right. It's going to be a rising, a sedition amongst men. It says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." Cornering, right? It says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen." That's right. In that time, it's going to be known who fully trusts in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Who fully trusts in this word. Those of the elect. Lord willing, I'm one of those members. Well, Lord willing, the brothers that I labor with is a part of that remnant. And the rest of the brothers out there sincerely, man. It says, "And they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear ye, O ye my beloved, save the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide." So the Most High is our guide in what? Getting up out of that corner. Getting up out of that corner. It says, "And the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, save the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves." That's right. We're not perfect in the flesh. We do go off. However, we're not supposed to allow that to consume us, to where we're weak. We don't want to preach anymore. We don't want to teach anymore. You don't want to serve the Lord anymore, because Satan will get you to maneuver in that mindset if you let him. That's why the word is here. Blessed is he whose conscience hath not condemned him. It says, "Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. It is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith." So that pretty much brings a conclusion to this lesson. How Edom is attempted to corner, the masses. However, the only people that's going to get caught up is the heathen, and 2/3 of our people. But we have to hope for elect. We're going to be able to maneuver up out of there because we've been spiritually skilled, with what? Having this word, having this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And Lord willing, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Ratazah, he blessed us with the mark of the Wah, which is what? Exempt from judgment, and we receive that salvation. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect. I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashir Makakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.